Buckets, 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 buckets! What up, my people? It's the Orangeshadow here, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable 2. If you checked off from the last video, you'll notice that we finally delved into the new content of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And so now we are in this new version of the Stanley Parable, the Stanley Parable 2. Sounds exciting, I know. So we did technically dealt with 3 new endings, what with the infinity hole, the rewind button, and the fact that we did new content all in all. But now we got some new things we need to do. We have something to do with a bucket, and we also gotta find the other 5 statues of Stanley all around. We already have 1, so we just need to find 5 more. But with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the narrator said he would implement new stuff into it from his experimental phase of the Stanley Parable 2, and already I can see the balloons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Happy 12th
Stanley
birthday,
decided to go to the meeting
Stephanie's.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No
Of
matter how
all
hard Stanley
things.
looked.
Okay, so first things first, I kind of want to look for that bucket. I have no idea where it is. Oh, the bucket, right here.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay, so from what I do know is, I do know that we basically have to complete every one of the endings from before, but with the bucket. So, I guess the first one we could do would be the window one, since it's the closest one. Alright. So,
Yes! Whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At
No, we
last,
haven't.
Out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Oh.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history.
Alright,
Of the
talk
countless
to me,
wars
bucket.
it would- The bucket furrowed its brow.
A brow?
Said the bucket.
It's a bucket. It doesn't have a
was
face.
damn
It can't
horata,
express
thirsty
facial
snared in his
expressions.
machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was
What?
young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of no.
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This
Narrator.
is stupid.
Did
You.
the skip button ended up messing up your
This
mental
is so
state?
stupid. Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley
What the
screamed,
hell is even going on?
The bucket revealed its
Already
true
we're just starting with this
transforming into a
madness, and
mighty
already
beast of
I'm
untold
done.
power, its fangs glistening like
What the? Don't tell me we were getting into a sword fight with a bucket.
my God. Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket.
We killed the
Thank
bucket.
God you already had all 12 emblems of sages. and
What?
incantations to summon
When
their
was
true
this?
power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless.
And what's with all the
You've
blood?
demonstrated such
Or is that
bravery
red
here
paint?
today. Come,
Was this a bucket
let's
of red paint?
restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Oakley dokley.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Oh
Perhaps
god.
his boss's
The
office
bucket is
was
not
where he'd
everything.
find answers.
The broom closet is open. Well. Well, I definitely know what ending I want to try next. Can we use the bucket near the toilet? Oh! Because the boss knows what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Well, we got a new
Found
statue.
one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
I
You
don't
can't
know
buy
about
that
that.
sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I don't know about that, dude. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be something that has to do with these buckets. I mean, buckets, wow. I mean, something that has to do with these figurines. What the? There will be an award for finding them all? What the hell? Inside of a sequel exhibit, a private but smelly place for an important person. Nearby a fireplace, somewhere both red and blue. Stairs, something to do with stairs. A large room, lots of boxes. Okay, this is actually kind of important. So, the fireplace, if I remember correctly, I think it has to do with the museum ending. I could be wrong, but I think that's where I saw a fireplace last time. As for somewhere both red and blue, it's gotta be that one ending where he's trying to show us both the red and blue door. As for stairs, I think it might be the other route from the boss's office. I could be wrong. And a large room, lots of boxes. Probably the storage area near the phone. Those are the only places I could think of. If they're not, then I have got to be the dumbass around. Let's go to the broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy, it's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now.
Yep.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other
pretty
cleaning
much.
supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be.
I mean,
given the pressure that
the bucket
broom closet
belongs
is
here.
putting on your shoulders
I believe
right
he'll
now,
be
but you
much
have to be
happier
strong.
here
This is
than
your
with me.
bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no.
Oh, yes,
We're
I
getting into
can.
name
And I
calling
will.
now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
Pretty much.
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons.
Oh,
Even
no,
this
I
is
couldn't
worse than I had
possibly
imagined.
tell that.
You and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
Nope,
That your
we
relationship
never
is
really
purely
have
superficial and convenient?
Yep.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which
Pretty
happened
much.
to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together.
We literally
Go through
only
each
been
of
here
them
for
point
minutes.
by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich
Journal
emotional
entry.
landscape
We
of your
literally
feelings
just
for
been
the
walking
bucket
for
as they have
minutes.
changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Okay, I'll let him have it.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Property of
Now it's settled.
Stanley.
No more debate. No
Oh,
more discussion.
great.
Take off
That
broom
is
closet with all
fucking
your meandering philosophical
amazing.
diatribe about the
Property
nature
of
of
Stanley.
cleaning
He just
supplies
boom.
and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of
I don't know
things.
why. It's the small things that get me. But what were you saying?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here,
Wait,
and I'm
you
going
do?
to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Wait, seriously? Oh
I feel that it works
no!
because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There
As
really
if I
is a
couldn't
wide
tell that
variety
to
of
begin
applications
with.
for this sticker.
Nah, I still want to give it to them.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And
It's
to be honest,
a broom
I'm sick
closet.
of the
Of course
pettiness
he'll
on
give us the
display.
silent treatment.
You
It
can
has
stay
no
here
voice.
all you
It
like,
has
but
no
I've had it
life.
with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies, easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay. So what'll happen if I just stay here? Or must I go back out and then go back in just like the original ending? Well, I guess we might as well do this then. So much for the broom closet. Ah, see? I knew it. I knew it'd be
Another
here.
miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines?
Not
Yes,
even close.
I think I
No,
like that.
no.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I kind of prefer mini stands.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket.
Clearly I
The
must
bucket
be if I'm
returned his
talking to a
gaze,
bucket.
but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in
It's
difficult
a
times such as
bucket.
these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just
It literally has the name property of Stanley and a sticker of a bucket on it. Of course it's gotta be my bucket. I literally hold this thing the whole damn time. And you literally Where'd the bucket go?
What sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed,
Oh my god.
now he made
I must be going insane.
Which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
I just had
Far
the
off in the
bucket on there.
distance now, he
It's literally the same bucket that I had with the sticker that says property of Stanley and the literal sticker of the
rushed forward
bucket.
from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None
There
of
are
them were
buckets
his
everywhere.
special bucket.
They're everywhere. Everywhere. Buckets, 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 buckets,
He had to find
buckets.
the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly
Buckets.
restore his sanity.
Buckets.
And then suddenly,
Buckets.
he froze dead in his tracks.
Buckets.
He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful.
Don't tell me it's gonna rip out of my stomach or something.
Blacked out.
It did, didn't it? It ripped out of my stomach, didn't it?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait, is that the same woman from
Mariella
before,
woke up on
or
a
is
day
it a
like
different
any other.
woman?
She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Oh my god, she's
But on
holding a
this day,
bucket now,
her work
great.
was This man had no bucket.
Clearly
Of
that's
course,
what's wrong.
He'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions.
Yeah,
and how
that's
everything
definitely
is
not happening at
predetermined,
all.
And free will is an illusion, and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
Oh my
How
god.
cruel the world can be, Mary.
Oh my god.
And she hugged her own bucket. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Yeah, backflip all the way to work while I'm basically being incapacitated on the floor without my bucket. Okay, 3 down, 3 to go. I have no idea where
Stanley, we must move on from this broom
Oh.
closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
Well,
I think
fine,
You
son.
can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Well, I don't know. Get me a freaking cartoon or something. I don't know, some toys. Hell, get me a bucket of KFC for all I care. Just get me something to prove to me that this bucket have more meaning than it already does. Or, better yet, just go to the damn store and buy more damn stickers. Or better yet, do the escape pod ending instead. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Stepping in.
Alright, Bucket, we're going to escape from this place, once and for all. Alright, to the escape pod we go. Can we go up the elevator finally? Bucket, you better be prepared for a big-ass walk. Okay, Bucket, we finally made it. Now, let's just escape and get on with our lives. You do your Bucket life, I do my life, and we'll probably never talk and or see each other ever again. Let's do this. Oh, wait, this actually works? The Bucket gets to escape. You know what? Shh, shh. Don't have to tell me anything, Bucket. I love you, Bucket. You've always been a good friend to me, Bucket. But now is the time where you move on. Live with your dreams. Live with your family. Live with your little pail of a baby. Take care of him. Be ready to escape, Bucket. I know I would have been. But there's only one room. But there's only one space for both of us. Goodbye, Bucket. I will miss you. I will never forget you. Or your heroic actions. That Bucket was like a brother to me. Anyways, next.
Simply missed a memo.
Oh crap! Did I mess up? Can I never get the bucket again?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Replacement
he had simply
bucket.
missed a memo.
Well...
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Hey! Hey, I'm sorry, okay? I wanted to let my bucket live on its normal life. It's not my fault I wanted to let it free. And don't call me adult. I'm not adult.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along?
Yes, the bucket was my wisdom. The bucket is my rock.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Clearly. Could there be a statue here, actually? Oh, there is!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What
Neither.
Encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness.
Mini stands. That actually sounds like a good marketing process. Mini stands.
I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay, I think I'm just going to do the normal endings through here. You know, what with the escape room and the two choices between the mind control room. And then in the next episode, I'll deal with the elevator button and all the other endings from the other door. Because I don't want this episode to go on for too long.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I would do that, but I'd rather just escape. Come along, Bucket. We do not belong
Although
here.
This passageway had the word escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Well, I mean, I
The
wouldn't
door
have it
behind
any
them was
other
not
way.
shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope. Me and the
At this
bucket
point,
are going
Stanley and the
to
bucket were
face
knowingly
death
walking
head
forward
on.
into a very painful death for each of them.
Like I said, we'll face it head on. Witness it, Bucket. The fiery pits of hell awaits us. And you know what? We'll kill all the motherfuckers that are in it. Ow. Are you okay, Bucket? Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Okay, there's
As the
no
machine
possible
whirred
way
into
we can
motion,
avoid that.
Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise. Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Yeah, it pretty much really
It puts
was.
the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
That is
This
true.
what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
I'll see you in hell, narrator.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the
Ah,
enormous
you're
metal
here again.
jaws. In
Welcome.
a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
What? But the bucket is still in my hand, though.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
It is true.
It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Wait, the bucket isn't in my hand anymore. Oh no. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precise of knowledge, much like a bucket itself. The human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void, but through the use of exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learned here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Well, I don't want to live ignorance. A bucket with two handles. Oh god. Why is it too dangerous to have two handles for a bucket? Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting. Oy. The things I do to entertain you. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the urethra from exposure to this many buckets at once. Oh god, my eyes! The first bucket ever made. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged it humanely to be worthy of its treasures. Awe-inspiring. You know, the zombies from Plants vs. Zombies would definitely have a field day with this. I must die for the bucket. So be it! What the hell? Okay. Well, that was weird.
There is something we can do.
Something
we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
And what might that be? What?
Let Stanley die.
What?
Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset
No.
Don't give him another opportunity. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements. If only we let Stanley die together. The bucket should
No. I'm perfectly fine where I am right now.
Of a new world, a new vision.
No! So I died because of a bucket. Great. Good to know. Alright, next ending we're going to do is falling down into the bottom of the mind control facility. Alright. And there we go.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark.
Damn, it's so dark.
Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely
Ow! Cushioned.
Now,
it's a metal bucket.
Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit. And
yeah,
so eventually,
literally.
They decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here.
Well, there's nothing else we could do.
So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps.
Okay.
After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well.
How did we get the equipment in order to build all of these, let alone bring it down here?
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after
we're not going to be doing some Netflix and chill with this bucket now, are we?
Even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility.
Okay.
This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket.
What the hell happened?
Like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back.
Well, of course. I don't want to stay down here in this hellhole forever.
It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending.
You wish that was the case.
This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True. it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Well, I guess it didn't turn out to be an ending. Anyways, next. Alright, we're back here. Now we can finish off these two endings and we'll call it a video.
What secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Alright, Bucket, it's just you and me against this room.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Everything's gonna be okay, Bucket. Everything's gonna be okay.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Who knows?
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Maybe.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Well, we're about to find out.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
We have a pirate working here?
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I mean, the bucket is glorious.
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way.
Yeah, I just hold its handle.
About taking down the system.
No. We'll turn off the system next time, but for now, world domination!
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror.
Gasp?
Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
How could you?
Prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
What?
Birds. Silly, silly birds.
Birds?
The control buttons became active again.
Left or right? Right? Oh, flamingos. Okay.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after
Oh, that's so cool.
And then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all
this
over
is
the
so
world.
neat.
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions.
Oh, that's a really weird bird.
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed
Damn,
him towards this
nature is so
incredible discovery.
beautiful.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place.
Penguins!
Of
Pingüinos!
the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one
Oh,
was
that
surely
one's
the
actually
best.
kind of cute.
And Stanley was happy.
Let's go back to the Pinguinos. Pinguinos! Aww. Oh, it had to end. Alright, let's see what happens when we press off. What happened?
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
I would like to think so.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the
Huzzah!
bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves
Yes,
from the tyrannical
full
grip of
on
the evil
corporate.
mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
How is that possible? I have no idea.
Both of them
Sneeze
wanted
in
to
every
watch a
country
movie,
on Earth?
any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
What?
True, it was a simple life.
How
they
does that
envisioned,
make any
but it was
sense?
one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
But... Huh?
What? Wait. What was
Why
happening?
did the door stop?
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Why? How?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Why? No, no. Close the door. Close the door. No, I mean, open the door. Damn it. I can't even express my rage. No, open it. Open it. No, no, no.
Such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad.
I guess
Stanley
it's not
thought
that
to
bad.
himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
That the bucket is gone. Just tell that. Just say it. Just say that the bucket is gone. The bucket is gone. No. All right. Well, I think that's about done it for this video. So what am I going to do for the next video? I think the next video is actually going to be the last one for the Stanley Parable. Wow, who would have thought this would be the first series of my channel to end? Well, considering the games that I'm playing currently, it's to be expected, I guess. But yeah, the next episode is going to be the final episode, going through the remaining few endings here, and possibly that epilogue that the narrator was talking about. I can't wait to see what me and the bucket has in store. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out, my shadows. Adios.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yes.
Click